You're getting the hang of it. Quickest way out is through the roof where they came in, and the rope looks strong enough to climb. Know that the Tree of Life is dying. Its days are numbered. Without help, it can't endure the environmental change and assault from the World Eaters. A signpost maps it out for the cartographically challenged. Let's see. Must be the World Eater that chewed off Out-of-Date's leg. You'll need a hat trick to bring that down. The World Eaters have made their marks on our world over time. That's not the first nor the last village it'll leave in its wake. Look, a survivor. Glad to see someone made it out alive.
He's heard
the stories about the terror inflicted by the World Eaters to other enclaves, but never expected one to come all the way here. He worries there won't be much left to save if this continues, even if the Tree of Life survives the attack. He doesn't know what your connection is to this place, but something tells him you've stayed true to your heart. Anyway, he needs help and says it's by your actions you'll be judged, not by your intentions. He's grateful for that. You still seem to have a spark of light in you.
Ah! That's a spark of light in you!
That's right. Smack that spark out before it starts.
You don't have to be so harsh. It's such a little spark.
Take it out now while it's small.
There's always another spark.
There's Out-of-Date again. He must have missed something important. Out-of-Date knows you'll make a better stand against the World Eaters with the support of a tribe, and there's two nearby. The Jagni tribe is likely to be your primary choice as they seek to become omnipresent and, most importantly, feared. Regardless of who you choose, it won't be easy, as the conflict between the tribes is worse than ever, teetering on the brink of war. The Myriad's conviction to stop the World Eaters began when the Leviathans rose from the depths of the surf. Siding with the Myriad's movement for wholeness in a fragmented world might seem like the logical thing to do, but is it the right thing? One thing's certain, though. Destiny arrives all the same. The Jagni tribe only ever had one conviction: to bring balance to the world by wiping out the weak. They believe a cleansing is necessary to restore the world and want to let the World Eaters bring down the Tree of Life. But siding with Jagni isn't necessarily a bad thing. Fate will find a way.
To why?
Out of Date says someone needs to break the stalemate and shift the balance of power to either Jagni's or Myriad's side.
Mauja tuli ketä ja wawanwe.
He believes the tribe Sifus, Jagni especially, will listen to you and expects you to pay at least one of them a visit and play...
Nuka nuburak.
In Jagni's case, letting the World Eaters bring down the Tree of Life is part of their plan. They believe a cleansing is the only way the world can be saved.
Ja, sä voit mua. Pebuko kontabe.
He'll be waiting for you beneath the Tree of Life if you lose track of what you need to do.
Mpa, wherefore, wewe, valu alu hirua.
Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with the World Eaters. Another fork in the road. It's either the tunnel or the motor bridge. What'll it be? It's a bridge. Just get over it. They've destroyed this area, muddied up what used to be muck, as if it wasn't bad enough before the tribe war began. That's the Jagni tribe's fort. Their friendship can be a blessing or a curse. It's up to you. You're either a part of their solution to the tribe war or part of the problem. Let's see. Says they're wary of strangers. They're at war. The Sifu's door is always open for newcomers, but he cautions you. They'll expect you to behave, or you'll have to face the consequences.
Zata is de muy totloho. Kariesne zdace. Paro, ya put
The Jagni tribe wants to become omnipresent and, most importantly, feared. They want to vanquish the tribes, as the only way they can guarantee peace is through supremacy. The Sifu is determined to let the World Eaters destroy the Tree of Life, as it's part of their strategy to cleanse the world and start anew.
Nibira Novi.
He welcomes you to the Jagni fort and introduces himself as the tribe's Sifu.
Você si paro.
The news of a cold-blooded Ronin crossing the Great Wall through the crack in Bunker 101 preceded you.
Karies ne zdace.
He's referring to your rampage through Bunker 101. It seems you don't mind a bit of blood on your hands. That's something you have in common.
O visoko dolaci ne zata. Ona voch ni tlohoni.
He understands that sometimes we need to lose ourselves to find ourselves. But he's glad you chose to come here.
Zivot ne zdac ne okoni.
There's something about your spirit that sparks memories of you as a kidling. He can still sense you're kind-hearted.
Yeti rekle ne zdac ne okoni. Ide moi.
Sometimes one memory can make another come to life. He hasn't thought about your Muma for ages, even though she taught him a lot. He was one of the original Wang Fu disciples.
Dolo skuni vlada.
There were 6 of them, but the unity fell apart after Lupa Lupin attacked the old village. Soon after, they formed new tribes based on their own values, and when the Blight started, the animosity escalated to war.
Donzadne? Ives yeti rekli dekle.
The Sifu says it's time to set the past aside, at least for now. Unrest is sweeping the land, and there are rivals in all directions.
Vlada iglezet.
Jagni doesn't want a new unity between the tribes. Their goal is to become omnipresent and, most importantly, feared. Says fear and hatred is the only path to domination, but you already know that. So embracing that side of you and helping them vanquish the tribes and letting the World Eaters destroy the Tree of Life should be an easy decision.
Na zena kas pipatne? Totloho zanavach.
He didn't expect that of you. You were born bad so you could do good in this world. That weak mind of yours has made you soft. He'll give you a chance to change your mind before you leave and asks you to reconsider. Otherwise, you'll be seen as a rival.
Apinosko. Totloho. Tada.
Then so be it. He wants you to know that they'll show no mercy at the end of this war and offers you a last chance to come back and join when you realize you've picked the wrong side.
Yeti rekle totloho.
And with that, he urges you to seek protection at Myriad Stone Fort before word gets out that you've chosen not to side with them.
Ives yeti rekli dekle. Ankremo. O?
It was built on the back of many, including us, and claimed by Myriad when the construction was abandoned after the attack on the old village. It was your Muma's vision for a new home for us all.
Vlada yeti rekle.
It's time to say goodbye for now. And if it's not the kind of goodbye that lasts forever, then the next will mean the end for you. That's the Myriad Tribe's fortress. Will they be friends or foe? You should head up there. That way you'll know. Let's see. It's a beaten path to that door. If you go there, you'd better make an entrance. Says they're wary of strangers. They're at war. Says just because you've made time to meet the Sifu doesn't mean he has time for you. But you're welcome to give it a try.
Sipi? La fanen a ginkanman. Geradna falo hutut mus. Tugai la wute. Karap la wute.
The Myriad tribe act on understanding of the greater good and a code of honor. They believe uniting the tribes is the only way to restore the peace. The Sifu is convinced that defeating the World Eaters and saving the Tree of Life is the only way to make the world a better place. He welcomes you to the Myriad Fort and introduces himself as the tribe's Sifu. But he was hoping you'd show up. The news of a vigilante Ronin on crusade crossing the Great Wall through the crack in Bunker 101 has preceded you. He heard you took out-of-date side against the scavengers in Bunker 101. It seems you believe in helping your next, and that's something you have in common. He's convinced you've returned for a reason, and is glad you chose to come here. There's something about your spirit that sparks memories of you as a kidling. He can still sense you're kind-hearted. The Sifu says sometimes one memory can make another come to life. He hasn't thought about your Muma for ages, even though she taught him a lot. He was one of the original Wang Fu disciples. Your Muma invented Wang Fu. Originally, it consisted of unarmed combat and the 6 weapons: the boomerang, the shuriken, the bow, the staff, the nunchuk, and the hook and chain. The Sifu was waiting for something to tip the balance in their favor, and with you by their side, he's confident you can unite the other tribes. The one you should coerce first is the Jagni tribe. The Myriad were placed here to fulfill a certain purpose, chosen to unite the tribes and take control of their destiny. The tribes need a firm hand guiding them into the future. Their kin have run out of options and found themselves backed into a corner. Even those who desire peace have been forced to prepare for war. You need to take the struggle to the enemy, or the enemy will bring it to you. When survival is threatened, there's no other option left but war. He wants you to focus. These are the new rival outposts your tribe needs to take control of. He says you'll regret not being on their side. The only way you'll learn their secrets, Wung Fu and the tribe weapon now, is if you defeat him. And that will never happen. Even though you don't share their values, they hope you'll lead with mercy. The outcome of this war is up to you.
Mulikan frifgelf, gara motti, gara dengen hirim.
Tells you not to be afraid. Your fate cannot be taken from you. Claim the rival outposts and earn the right to wield the tribe weapon.
Polo, sakada podo.
Once you've dealt with the rivals' outposts, you'll challenge their Sifu to unite their tribe with yours and let your kin share land again.
Galato fole, Mulikan frifgelf, polo, sakada podo.
You were all part of the same tribe once, but without your Muma there as a guide, the disciples turned on each other and formed their own tribes.
Fale wala, papa.
Seeing you brings back his memories of the old village.
La fanen aginkan man, waka mulo sada.
Myriad wants unity between the tribes. Their goal is understanding of the greater good and establishing a code of honor.
Papa mo, get out full of vasine habele.
He remembers your kind and unselfish soul and can sense you still have it in you, the will to do good.
Schleine furutna mika.
Anyway, the memories you make with your family are strong and can sometimes come to life. Passing the old village on your way to the first rival outpost might help.
What? Schleine furutna mika.
Even though it's now a different place from a different time, it is a place that'll make you remember. Let's see. This area was beautiful before the tribe war began. Look at it now. It's a war zone. Better beware, that's a MUMP up ahead. They were hit hard by evolution, the WONKY ones especially, deformed and unfurred. Cutting edge. Might want to fall back. Sharp. Check out those guns. Time is lost on this place, but it evokes a tingling sensation. There's something special about it, drawing you closer. Let's see. As time passes, memories fade, and sometimes feelings change. It's not about who you were, it's about who you'll become. This story is far from over. Echoes of a long-lost past, like whispers in the wind. Here's someone who takes each day as it comes. He asks how you are today. Goop says he always does better whenever he leaves failure behind. He's happy his good mood is infectious. He wonders where you've been. He hopes you've been out at the lake, practicing your swimming technique. Learning to swim can be scary when you don't know what you're doing. But fortunately, he's here to give you a helping hand. He thinks you should really know how to swim by now. And he'll be honored. He says, that wasn't too bad, was it? At least you learned that you'll drown if you don't swim. But you need practice. Lots of practice. Great things usually happen to those who never stop trying. He hopes you'll be one of them. You just need more time in the surf. That's the only way you'll ever learn how to swim. You can never try too hard. Judging by your Muma's look, it seems you forgot something. You promised you'd train with her before the sun goes down. It's time to go. The dedication to training is important. You can't rely solely on the fact that Wang Fu is in your blood. You should know, practice makes perfect. As long as it doesn't kill you, it'll only make you stronger. She'll see you at the village square. She'll be waiting for you. There will be a surprise for you at the end, too. Here's another familiar face with lots on his mind. Asks how you're feeling today. His only interest when creating is that what he comes up with is actually useful. He was hoping you could help him pick up some scrap for a thingamajig he's working on. He thinks you're truly a kidling of your environment. You should look for things that are recyclable. It shouldn't take you too long to find some. He wonders what usefulness you found. Sometimes he's an expert, but sometimes he just does what's right. He can work wonders with almost anything and asks if you know how to upcycle. He says only a few are willing to do the little things, but if you make enough of them, they can have a big impact too. He'd love to teach you to upcycle, and the scrap you found would be a good start. You did well, but he can't help but wonder why you decided to craft a weapon. He appreciates those able to deliver a sharp remark. He understands, but hopes you won't be needing it anytime soon. You're not in this world to live up to his expectations, but he hopes you're never going to have to use that weapon of yours. He's looking forward to seeing what you'll make next. It seems you have a talent for this. It looks like she's starting to lose her patience.
Gendrana mala.
You know she doesn't like waiting for you. She wants...
Kuri kumbala mua.
Then you've got a good excuse. You share a responsibility to prevent hardship on nature and the environment. It's your future.
Beri?
She wants you to grow up and start thinking for yourself. You really need to find yourself before she's gone.
Kialdo male kanaru tono. Recentede.
That's all she's ever asked of you, that you'll try and give it your best. You can't do more than that.
Asadurutu. Asilnatu.
You've always followed your own path, but this time she needs you to follow her.
Orasadurut. Kanamunta.
She worries about you. Sometimes you get lost in your own world, where the only thing that matters is you. They look determined. Better watch out. He asks you to stop right there and wonders where you think you're going. He says that it's not too late for you to turn back, though. There's no way they'll let you pass. He wants to know who you think you are. He says you're right. Nobody can tell him what he can and can't do, and that includes you. She asks if you're hurt. What happened? If confidence is silent and insecurity is loud, she thinks you're absolutely right. The most important thing is that you're okay. It's time to focus on your training now. You won't need excuses if you are strong in your conviction. Here's someone close to heart, doing what he does best.
La fea nog owaxu.
Seeing you always puts a smile on your Popsy's face. He wants to know how you're feeling.
Mich.
He heard you helped Gizmo clean up. He's proud of you.
Circa full of in the horse.
He asks if you could help him too before you leave for training.
Bestilka. Fjorda.
He wishes that was true for your Muma too, but guiding the village into the future and teaching Wang Fu to her disciples seems more important for every day.
Bestilka.
He suggests you get going and find him gadgets and ideas for how you can upcycle some old fabrics.
Ziehen.
He's curious to see what you've found.
Me badja analove.
He's all for renewal and has even considered making the trip out into the wilds to look for a bionucleus pool and refresh his DNA.
Badja analove. Mashako hersave.
He can work wonders with pretty much anything and asks if you know how to upcycle.
Woksa u inta badan kale. Lema mustak bala.
Says at least dirty hands are proof that you tried, and that counts. That you failed this time doesn't mean you can't succeed the next.
Ja.
He says it's about time you learned how and offers to teach you, starting with the scrap you found.
Wa. Ever sinnet.
The style might be too edgy for his taste, but it looks sharp on you.
Tomosakula ima bella.
Agrees. At least that way it'll never go out of style.
Tomosakula ima bella.
You should take it with you, wear it to practice.
Badan utidimada bulshada. Waksandonia ina machamale.
He's sure your Muma will forgive you for not wearing the traditional outfit.
Inta badan.
He's looking forward to seeing what you'll make next. It seems you have a talent for this.
Do male tu.
Your Muma says it's about time you got here.
Do male tu.
Hopes you're as ready as you claim to be.
Tropalo. Ruhemu tono.
She says she is eager to get started. You don't have much time left before the sun goes down.
Ruhemu tono. Canarota.
But there's enough time left for repetition, and you need it. Training dummies don't hit back.
Katjagdopoluta.
Wants you to prove that with some practice first.
Ansonbara.
Your Muma says you did well today. She's so proud of you.
Katjagdopoluta.
Thanks you for being such a good student.
Ansonbara. Puri kumbalamuma.
Been working on a present for you, with the help of Gizmo and Wiz.
Kala. Inadabsunka.
You should go see him and find out what it is. You've deserved it.
Sana yode.
Says he's always thought so well of you, just like her. Catchy.
Kalino?
Your Muma says she's never seen an apparatus as green as this little thing. It's one.
Sanna jote.
Figuring that out is half the fun.
Puri kumbala muma. Brumble marsamambunundu.
A piece of scraptronics like this has built-in old-world tech that makes it a potent communication device.
Kala.
It's called an automaton, and it's hardwired to your DNA. It'll follow wherever you go and see whatever you see.
Andro?
You should think of it as watching over you when she can't.
Minalagi mamuru.
Your Muma says you look tired. No wonder. It's been a long day.
Tukonda.
She's so happy you made the most of it. Rest, and you'll find strength for tomorrow. Nothing could stop Replayability from setting the world on fire.
Antoro. Kensibo. Kamamu.
Your Muma urges you to blaze a trail. A burnt kidling will learn to dread fire. That's just adding fuel to the flames. Give it a last burst and you'll make it.
Morning basa.
Your Muma says this is it. The time has come. She must fight Lupa Lupin. This time there's no escape. She can hear him coming.
Andro? Ansonbara.
There's nowhere to run to this time. The time has come to stand and fight.
Rizentele. Ala. Kodotuku.
Whatever happens, you need to know she loves you. And everything she's done has been to protect you, your Popsy, and those she was chosen to lead.
Beri?
She tells you to stay back. This is her fight. It has nothing to do with you. History.
Katjak doppolutta. Varseno kasamanvaru.
She loves how brave you are, but she can't be worrying about you while she fights. This is her fight. Here it comes. The past coming to haunt the present. You must go through fire and water to make it out of here. Your Muma says you can make it if you believe in it. Where she goes, you go. Blood is thicker than water. You're in deep surf. Don't make waves. The surf goes where it wants to go. It'll take you to the shore as long as you go with the flow. Death is not to be feared by one who has lived life with a pure heart. A part of her will live on in you. The creature is hungry for more. Nothing is going to stand in its way now.